What's going on, guys? It's Phoenix Arise, and welcome! Welcome back to another episode of Modded Minecraft Mod Sauce. That's right. How are you guys doing today? I am doing fantastic. Look at our little bedroom here. We got some telephones and some bottles and just all kinds of fun stuff. So I know it's been a little while since we have gotten together. And I am sorry about that. We need to go over some of the changes here at the base and just kind of talk. Well, you can see that guy over there, and just kind of talk about what's going on and where we're heading in the series. Because, like I said, it's been a moment. You can see we got a couple of lava generators that I don't really have plugged into anything right now. Um, I added a bunch of these crafting stations just because it was getting to be a pain in the you know what to kind of just keep going back and forth between one and the other. Added some more Ender Pearl generators over here in our fake imaginary time block. And that's really about it for this section of the area. You may notice a big old tree right here. This is I found one of those mega rubber saplings and planted it, and this thing just sprung out. I mean, it's like insane how big it got, and I think it kind of took off the top layer of my little smeltery here. But whatever. Um, Probably the biggest addition that you'll notice is that it created a monster spawner over here, and because I was kind of getting tired of going around and trying to find, drops and stuff, and it's just kind of easier to let this kind of do itself automatically. We've got a vacuum hopper here to suck up items that'll go into the chest over here, and a drum that'll sucks in the liquid XP going over there. And it's been going for a while, so I've already got a bunch of stuff, a bunch of these soul aspects and practicalities that I don't know anything about. You can hear I've got a grinder in the background that has been blowing up these what do you call them, the wisps. You can see the grinder right there in the center in the background. And I just kind of did a little bit of decorating. I'll show you the setup kind of in the back over here. Here's my access port, of course, and the spawners. And to get the spawners, I've been using what's it called? It's the matter transporter, which I believe is from Practicalities. Yes, it is. So that's one of the Hermitcraft server guys, Joe Tato, put together this mod called Practicalities, and the matter transporter is awesome. It's just a diamond nugget, a stick, and a couple of ender pearls, and it's extremely useful to transport things around, as you can imagine. So I know this is kind of weird, but all I've got is just this kind of hardened energy cell. I've got, we've got the grinder right there, chest that's capturing our essences, and whatever else it grabs. Some of this stuff is bizarre. Like, I don't know anything. If you guys know anything about this necromancy mod, I'll probably go check it out so that I can kind of show it to you guys. But leave some, comments down there below and tell me if you like necromancy, if it's any good, or what the deal is. Uh, yeah, I got another essence drum underneath there that's capturing stuff. So that's all pretty cool. I really like this reinforced sapphire glass because it's got a cool purple's like my favorite color. So I like the purple tinge to it, but it's also very strong and withstands everything. You can see I kind of messed up a little bit right there, and they kind of got me. I've kind of died a couple of times in there because I was being dumb. And so it's just easier to go in and stick some conveyor belts in it. I know it looks funny, but I kind of like it. But down here, we've got the diamond spikes in the background. The diamond spike acts as if it's a player kill, so you get the rare drops and you get all the good stuff. And you can tell I've already gone through. I mean, I had 1,000 of these bows, and I've already gone through and repaired a bunch of them. And I'm just kind of letting this thing kind of run on its own and just repairing things as needed and letting that XP get in there. So the big thing that we want to concentrate on next is our storage capacity and also kind of tying everything together so I don't have all these different things all over the place. Now, our storehouse is doing just a fantastic job. I mean, I just love this thing. I mean, look at all the stuff you can keep in here. It's great, but as you can see, I'm also kind of getting down toward the bottom, but that's fine. It's just it's time to go ahead and to upgrade our storage capacity and get our AE system going. So, if you're familiar, of course, Applied Energistics is a wonderful storage system. Um, and in order to get it going, we got to create these inscribers, and in order to do um, put the patterns in there into the inscribers, we got to go and find all of these the meteors. And I think that we had discussed. There's a meteor right. I think it's over here. Yeah, it's right there. And I already got the stuff out of there. Where did I put that? I know it's got to be in here. I've got all my stuff in here. I just can't remember which one it was that we got. Let me see. Oh, do, 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 do. Oh, I also started a little bit of the blood magic. Did I show you that over there? I went ahead and put our blood magic altar underneath the spikes. So I'm not sure that that's working though, because I can't really see any blood in there. And I haven't crafted the sigil yet that allows you to see how much life essence that you've actually got stored in there. But Blood Magic is a cool mod, and it's got quite a number of different things that are useful. Let me see. I know I've got some of those press. Okay, there's one. The Inscriber Logic press. That's what I've got so far. So we need the other 3 presses, and then we'll start making these inscribers, which are fairly simple, of course. And we can automate a bunch of this stuff. And of course, we'll be throwing in our acceleration cards and some of the expansion cards and all that good stuff. So anyway, what we have to do before we do any of that, of course, is to find a meteorite. And the way to do that is with a compass. I believe it's. Wait a minute. Didn't I make one of these? I thought I made one of these. Compass. Meteor. Oh, I guess I didn't make one yet. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look here. Meteor. There it is. Meteorite compass. So simple. Charged Certus with some iron. Couldn't be any easier. CHARG, one of those guys. And I've got a ton of iron because our machine back here in the background is just awesome. It's just going gangbusters. I emptied this thing out not too long ago, but it was just filled with things. And let me see how this one's doing. See, I mean, it just drops lapis, emeralds, and diamonds. It's great. At some point, I'm going to get around to processing this osmium and the aluminum, but it's okay. I don't really need it right now. So let's do our compass super quick. And as you can see, remember there's a compass over here. So when you're using the compass, it's really quite useful because it'll point you in the direction of whatever chunk has the nearest meteorite in it. And once you get there, of course, a lot of the meteorites are underground, so you don't know where they're at. But once you get inside the chunk like that, it starts spinning around. So then all you have to do is kind of test the borders of the chunk and try to figure out exactly, where the meteorite is. This one is obvious and above ground. So what I am going to do is go ahead and go around and find all of the rest of these inscribers. And I might drop in from time to time, check on you guys, or show you if anything funny happens. And otherwise, I'll just put those together and we'll meet you back at the base. All right, guys, we are back and we are ready to get going on our AE2 adventure, get our storage upgraded and all that good stuff. Went around and went to all of those meteors that you see in the background. And when you start mining through the meteors, you get to the middle. And when you get to the middle, there will be a chest. And in the chests, you got to go around to various meters, but you get these inscriber presses. Now, the inscribers are what create the various components for AE2, the computer parts and all that good stuff, so that you can have a really large storage. But in order to get there, we got to go through some steps first. And the first one is to create some Fluix crystals and some Fluix crystal dust. And it's fairly simple. You get some of your charged Certus quartz crystal, some nether quartz, and some redstone. You throw them into some water. And there's and the redstone, and absolutely nothing to touch. There we go. See, it's giving us these Fluix crystals back. Oh, I put too many in, so that's why there's still some left over. Great. So, what you do with the Fluix crystals is a couple of things. The first thing you'll do is you can go to your sag mill or a grindstone or whatever it is that you've got going on. Put it in there, and it will grind it down into the Fluix dust, which we will need. And the other thing is that we can use the Fluix crystals to make seeds, because we have to have these things called pure Fluix crystals. And we do that on the one of these crafting surfaces. And we also can begin to make the inscribers. So the inscribers are fairly simple. It's just basically some pistons and some iron, some sticky pistons, and a Fluix crystal. So I've started putting those things together. Of course, you already know the pistons are simple: wood, cobblestone, iron, and redstone. I'll just let's see. We're gonna make 4 of these inscribers, and it's 2 for each one. So we're gonna need a total of 8. Oops, now I've got 12. That's fine. And of course, to make a sticky piston, you take a piston and you put raw rubber on top of it. So that's 5, 15, whatever. Great. And then we take the sticky pistons and the Fluix crystals with some iron to get our inscribers. And we're going to need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll make 4 of those guys. Oh, that's interesting. Did it only make 1 of them for me? Why did it only make 1? I do not know. But it took all of my materials. Huh. Very interesting. That's all right. I'll just go and make some more. Oh, I only had 1 there. Duh. All right, so there we got 4 inscribers. And we'll figure out where to stick them. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and make up some of these, craft up some of these pure crystals. And that's fairly simple. I'm running out of room. Need to. Oh, I've already got it going on. So that's just going to be sand mixed with Fluix dust, and you'll end up with, you get 2 out of every one of those. So what the heck, I'll just create all of those. Got 128 of them. That's great. And what's going to happen, what we're going to do with this is you can take your Fluix crystal and just shove it into into any kind of a water source, and it will grow. However, it will grow incredibly slowly. As you can see, it's the particles are already. All right, guys, we are back, and we're going to get started on our finishing up of our AE2 stuff. So in order to do this, we need some inscribers, and we just described how to get the Fluix crystals. You just take care of that and stick them into this formula here, and that'll get you an inscriber. And you want to make like 9 or 10 of these, because what we're going to do is put them into this kind of a configuration here. I learned about this from I believe it was King Daddy DMAC. I did a while back, a tutorial a while back, and as you can see, we've already loaded our presses into those, and you want to put silicone presses across the top. Now, if you don't have if you only have one of each type, then you can just grab whatever it is you can, whatever it is you need, stick it into one of your inscribers, give it some power, and then put a block of iron here, and it'll duplicate that press for you. So it's pretty awesome. So we've got those three across the top, and so you're going to need about 9 inscribers, one of the Steve's factory managers, which is really simple. Where do I have that? So this is um, the recipe for Steve's factory manager: a block of redstone, a couple stones, and iron. Super cheap. And in the middle, we're going to put a piston, and of course, a piston is 4 cobblestone, some wood planks, iron, and etc. So we'll take our piston, come over here, stick the piston in the bottom. Boom. We've got our Steve's inventory manager, which is awesome. Also wanted to quickly kind of show you guys how to make these different kinds of cable, or the smart wire that we need to use to run with the AE. So the very bottom one is the quartz fiber, which is simply glass surrounded by the Certus quartz dust. You just throw a Certus quartz into a grinder or into a pulverizer or something like that. And so you get your quartz fiber. Quartz fiber is the necessary thing for when you add it to a couple of flux crystals to get your ME glass cable, which is what we're going to be using to do uh, our networking, of course. I'll just grab some of those out. And then you use the glass cable, and you add some wool in order to make a covered cable, which is you don't ever really use except for this to make your smart cable. And you have the covered cable with some redstone and some glowstone in order to make the smart cable. And of course, you also use the covered cable. You use 4 of them with redstone and glowstone in order to make a dense cable. So the only difference between the dense cable and the smart cable is that the smart cable can have up to 4 channels running through each one, and the dense cable can have, let's see, yeah, so this is 4, and this is 4 per side, so this is 16. So, and that's it for that stuff. So we'll get going with our automation. We've made our inscriber. We've made our Steve's inventory manager. We'll stick him down there. And the other thing we're going to need is about 11 pieces of this inventory cable so that we can stick on the back of our inscribers and on the back of our chest. And that will show the inventory manager exactly where everything is located. So that's really simple, just some glass. The weighted pressure plate is just 2 pieces of gold in the upper left corner. Pretty simple, pretty cheap, pretty easy. So we will take our inventory cable, and what we're going to do is kind of come back here. I know I picked kind of a bad place. So we're going to put it on our chest. Whoops. Sorry about that. Oh, put it on our chest, and we'll put it on all of our inscribers. And as soon as we get all of that taken care of, we will see you guys in the next episode, where we will begin to get all of this automated with Steve's Factory Manager, as well as start tying it into the beginning of our AE system. And we will see you very soon, and you guys have a wonderful day.